Back it up just a little bit, bud. A little bit more to your right. Left, my bad. Right, okay. More! Okay, sorry, no, not yet. Actually, I'm serious. Move it a little bit more to your right, bud.
Okay.
Right there, okay. Ready? And we're going live, and it's connecting, and you're good.
Music Theater Philosophy! We're back! We're back! Fading. Rob, mother... Can you see it? Oh! I'll be damned if Crazy Legs isn't our host. Harry Luge for president.
Harry Luge!
I actually looked up
If you're
his
watching,
name.
Harry.
Is that the right name?
Yeah.
Big fan.
Big fan. We're all big fans.
We're back! Season 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's the season of the local band shirt. Today I'm sporting a Janae Dunn. Yours is...
Sporting a gray shirt.
Grey Goose?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the band, Grey Goose. Thank you for being on my show so much. Thank you.
Do we need to slide over a little bit?
I think we need, oh no. Maybe if I just do one of these. There we go.
There we go.
That's great. That's great. I feel like I'm kind of facing this way a little bit, but that's okay.
I think we should do just like those pictures where it's like,
Just
profiles.
Yeah, we could do the Charlie's Angels thing. So season 2, glad to be back. Save the best for season 2. That's what they always say.
They do, yeah.
Have you ever
I love
heard
that song by Vanessa Williams. Save the best for season 2.
Go and save the best for season 2. She was in the movie Erasers.
Good old VW. I don't know.
With is that a yes? With Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Is it produced?
Our producer says no, maybe.
No? Okay.
She is. Don't look it up. Okay.
I don't know.
I'm so happy to be back. We just saw Once Upon a Time
We did.
in Hollywood. Before the Hollywood. Was it? It was. It was Once Upon a Time. So we thought we're gonna give you the top 9 because there's not 10 Quentin Tarantino movies of all time. Woo! Since the beginning of time, Quentin Tarantino has been making movies, and this is our list. Okay, let's start up at 9. There you go. Yeah, Rob is gonna sign for us. There we go. He's gonna write it. You don't have any. I'm just gonna pull really tight. We're gonna do one of these. Number 9. Queenie, what do you say is the last of the?
I'd probably say that it would be
Talking to someone off screen.
Death Proof.
Death Proof.
I haven't seen that one, so
Death Proof.
I can't argue
Even
with that.
Tarantino himself has admitted that it is not his best movie, but he said in typical Tarantino fashion, it is a great movie still.
There we go. That's the most humble we've seen him.
One of the best movies of all time, but his worst.
But his worst of all time. Okay.
Stands to
Number 8.
I would probably say, and I might get into some trouble for this, Hateful Eight.
Haven't seen that one either, so I can't argue. But that's a bold statement.
It's a bold statement.
He's putting it above Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown.
I think that Jackie Brown's actually underrated.
Oh,
Ooh.
there you go. I haven't seen that one either. So.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 I haven't seen.
Hateful. I'm just gonna do the
Just
number
do the
8
because then you have nothing to back you up.
No.
It's a really hard thing.
Yeah, no, I think I'm
great.
doing a pretty solid.
You're doing a really
job
solid
there.
job. And say the worst thing about you in the best way,
Thanks.
like a Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I mean, compared of all time,
It's not the best
It's gonna
handwriting.
be-
My best handwriting. Well, it probably is my best handwriting.
it's your best handwriting, but
better than most.
better than most. There we go. Okay. Number 7, coming in at number 7, I'm gonna say
I'd probably say Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown.
Wow. Interesting. Underrated yet still third to last. I haven't seen that one either, so
Those are the 2 I haven't
it's
seen.
good. So far I'm good. I've seen the best ones
I've seen
according
the
to
best
Lance.
ones.
So that's
Never
good.
seen any of
And I
these.
trust.
There you go. There you
Have
go.
you seen any of those?
I've seen
saw
Hateful
Hateful
8, and it was great.
Would you put it at bottom of the list for you?
I would have to put.
I think he just put it there because it's number 8.
Yes.
To
I'm going
do.
to say the little short movie that he directed in.
That was Death Proof.
Oh, that was
Right?
Death Proof. You're right.
Because then he made a
Grindhouse.
full-length one.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I was wrong. You're right. I'm wrong. You're big. I'm small. Okay, number 6.
What do you guys think?
See,
I gotta think
what's
about
the scale based on? Is it like
Your preference.
okay?
Not anybody else.
Okay.
Because that's all we can judge.
Right, that's true. But I just mean like if the acting was better in
If
one.
the acting was better. Oof.
But see, I think I've seen 5 of the 9,
5 of them.
Now, would you guys say Reservoir Dogs would be number 6?
See, I haven't seen that one yet either.
But because of significance, does it have to move up some? Does it have to move up? That's a question that we have to ask. We'll put it at 6.
The rest of them wouldn't exist without Reservoir
Yeah,
Dogs.
you're right.
But that doesn't make it the best. It just makes it important.
I'm gonna say either Kill Bill Volume 2 or Reservoir Dogs. I'm fine with either.
Ooh, interesting.
I like the first one. The second one, if you pair Kill Bills together, one great movie,
Yes.
they're top 3, I think.
But Kill Bill 2, Volume 2, has better dialogue.
It does have better dialogue.
It's more Tarantino-esque in the dialogue.
Well, let's put Kill.
But I think, what were you going
let's
to...
do-
If you count Kill Bill as
Reservoir
1 and
Dogs.
2 as one movie,
Yes.
then he has 9 movies.
Which we have
if
to.
If you don't, then he has 10 right now.
Oh, so we've got to...
Rest of the list.
No, because that's what he counts them as 9.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
He counts it as...
He counts Volume 1 and 2 as one movie.
Because before
Well, thank
he'd
God,
always
because he said he was only going to make
he'd
10.
always say this is the 3rd movie by Quentin Tarantino, this is the 4th movie by Quentin Tarantino.
But that one doesn't say.
Afterwards, it doesn't say like this is the 5th movie by
Did he do that in the? He did do that in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, in the trailers they were like the 9th movie by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, okay. Let's stay back on track. Let's get this going.
Okay.
So I would probably say, for personal preference for me, I'd say Reservoir Dogs, even though it is a great movie.
I'll
That's
give you
just
that.
saying how good the other movies are.
Good French word.
Reservoir.
What
does that mean? Oh,
Means to hold back, actually.
to hold back, really.
So it makes
Reservoir.
sense. Water is held.
5.
Yeah.
Yes. Your accent, incredible. So impeccable, by the way. I give it a
Oh la la.
ooh la la.
C'est pas vrai, là. Oh.
Sit it up. Okay, 5.
So
Moving right along.
we've got left Kill Bill
We
1
have,
and 2,
We have Kill Bill
Inglourious Bastards,
Yep.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
and
Pulp Fiction,
Django
and Django Unchained.
And the
So
Django.
for me personally, I know this is really controversial,
Django.
but Django Unchained, my least favorite that I've seen. I haven't seen it.
Put Django there. Put
Alright.
5.
And the only
Top
reason I
five
say
is so
that
good.
is not because it's great acting, it's
Yes.
great written, it's really well made. I just don't like that the character becomes the thing he despises most.
Ooh, man.
And so I left the movie feeling like
What the heck?
not whole.
How did you feel like at the end where the part where it's just going through the hallway and
That bothered me for
It
some
bothered-
reason.
yeah.
Even though it wasn't the violence, it was that he became the violence.
yes, he did.
When that was what he despised in other people.
Yep.
So like with Kill Bill, she's always been violent. She knows Bill's always been violent. She's taking revenge. But Django to me goes from being a really likable guy who has all these great qualities to becoming the thing that he hates most.
For moral purposes, Django.
That's-
The Django, Unchained. Django.
But I know a lot of people disagree with me on that.
Christoph
So-
Waltz. Would you say
He's amazing.
better in that one or Inglourious?
Inglorious, for sure.
Okay, number
Although
4.
he's really great in Django too. Everyone's great in Django.
I would say Kill Bill. I'm saying Kill Bill.
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
one?
that's-
Both.
Both of them.
It's
Both
just
Kill
one,
Bills.
one
The
movie.
Kill Bills. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay,
And,
number 3.
And 3, just in case.
Just in case.
gets
Oh,
made.
I know somebody that's going to be in that.
That's right, you do.
Yeah, I went on a date.
She's a brilliant actress.
Brilliant actress.
Brilliant young actress.
She told me, she said, I'm going to be in the next Kill Bill movie, which is crazy because it hasn't even been announced yet, which was kind of crazy.
No.
I
think they've already cast it though.
they did, dang
They
it.
didn't announce it, but they've cast it.
She's actually playing
Kind of.
Bill in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen.
So the only one
It's a
we got-
prequel.
It's a prequel. Okay, that makes
So
sense.
we got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep.
We have Pulp Fiction and Inglourious Bastards.
That's
Ooh.
a tough one.
Yeah.
See, I would put Inglorious in one spot.
And the first one,
Yeah.
the number 1,
Yeah.
I think I put Inglourious as well.
Even Tarantino himself said that he thinks that
We're
that's
gonna-
probably his best movie is Inglourious Bastards.
The other two are actually harder for me to. I believe it's spelled with an E in the movie.
Yes?
Um,
Good way to cover your tracks. He can spell.
even though it doesn't matter because you can't tell what I wrote there anyway. But
Inglourious.
Pulp Fiction and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are tough for me because.
I'm
Plus,
gonna
I haven't had enough time to really process Once Upon a
Once
Time
Upon
in
a Time.
Hollywood yet.
We're gonna say Pulp Fiction and then Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
I would put it at number 2 personally, but that's just because I just watched it and it's probably
It's
my
really
favorite
good.
movie of the year so far. Beating out Avengers, beating out what was the one with Nicolas Cage in it? You don't need to know.
Oh, Nicolas Cage, yeah, that's a big one.
Where? What? All right, there's a top 10 of all time.
9.
Top 9. Thank you. I can do
But
it.
you did, yeah, you got it in there.
9
so,
and
yeah.
10. There we go. Look
I
at
think
that.
it's actually this too. I could be. Actually, no, it's Quinn. I don't know.
There's something.
I'm just-
a lot of vowels. Just put them in there.
Maybe sometimes why. I think
Sometimes why?
It's a why.
It needs to make up its mind.
He is
Let's
also,
here you go right here. Is it
Make
a
up your mind
consonant
why.
or a vowel?
Are you a vowel?
You're
or
calling
are you
it right
a
now.
consonant?
You got to make up. You're the dad.
I would say it's more useful to me as a vowel.
I'm going to say it's a consonant, mostly because I want to disagree with you because it makes good TV.
Makes good TV.
Yes.
But even if it was a vowel and not a consonant, yellow could still work because it'd be like yellow.
Yes. Yellow. Oh man, that's good. Okay, that's great. We're going to take a seat for a second. We're getting
Up
ready.
here?
We're just letting these. We're going to take.
Simmer.
Let's sit. We're going to sit back in the back, just so we don't. We're just going to sit back here. Just soak
Some
it in.
perspective.
Perspective in this. They gave us exactly 4 pieces of celery in the 2 portions that I ordered. Today's episode brought
Shout
to you
out
by
to-
Buffalo Wild Wings. I want to call out this as well before we move on too much further. If you DM me your top 9 favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, I'm going to send this to you through the mail,
Priority.
mail.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
I'll pitch in the extra $2.
Extra $2. There you go. If you need to bury a small family member, I'm not talking like a child or anything. I'm saying like maybe you have a tiny uncle. Uncle Jeff. Really short, really tiny. This is the place. It helps if he plays guitar and he's a Hispanic skeleton. Maybe if he looks good in a hat. On the back side of it, it has something funny. Can you read that out, Lance?
Halloween. Paperbacks.
And then it says this is not a toy or something like that.
Does it? It doesn't say that.
Okay, I made that last part up.
Oh, wait. Yes, it
But
does.
it's not.
Right there.
Oh, Lance, you called me
It
out.
does right there.
Not a toy. Don't
Not a
play, so
toy.
if you get it, don't play with it.
Don't play with this. This is
meant-
not a joke.
It's not a plaything.
I'm getting you my condolences from my family to yours. There you go.
I'm really sorry
If
for
you-
your loss.
Oh, you have to. Thank you. That was nice of you to say. You're just a good guy. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. DM me top 9 favorite. You can also put your celery in there.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Works for your vegetables.
All 3
Carrots can
pieces.
go in there.
Carrots.
You can fit a sauce in
You
there.
fit a sauce.
Bury it for later.
Maybe put your weed. Don't put that.
Yeah, don't put your weed in there because
That's easy.
that's...
Why are you picking weeds?
Weeds.
Well,
Weeds.
'cause in summer they grow in abundance and you need to get rid of some of them.
You gotta get rid
They
of
can
them.
choke out the other.
By the way, front yard looking great since you've been back.
Thanks. We got the sprinklers.
We definitely killed it.
We got the sprinklers fixed.
We got the
so,
sprinklers fixed.
It's,
That's been
it's
great.
coming back.
That's
It's coming
been
back
great.
for summer.
That's been great. All right, so I'm going to just ask speed round some questions. Some involving music, some not involving music.
I'm ready.
The season 2, we're honing in, we're focusing up. Okay, hottest friend from Friends.
Rachel.
Okay, I meant guys. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Obviously Gunther. That's a deep track. No,
That's
he's
a
not
deep
that deep.
track.
He's on the pretty
He's,
much every
he's
episode.
the barista, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. I've been watching. I've been catching up. Friends of Seinfeld.
Hottest person.
Sorry, no, sorry, Friends or Seinfeld.
Oh,
Or
God, they're
hottest-
so different.
They are very
Like it
different.
depends on your mood. If you want like just frivolousness and not have to think about, well, Seinfeld you don't have to think about
You
either.
don't
I'd
have
have to choose Seinfeld, honestly.
I think Seinfeld as well. I don't know why. It just tickles my
It's just
funny bone.
yeah, it's fun.
Who's someone that you grew up watching that you were like, I don't think that guy's a good actor, and then you got a little bit older and like, that guy's a good actor?
Oh man. That's a
I didn't prep you with any of these
No,
questions.
obviously. Who did I not think was a good actor? I'm like, oh, well, I'll say that maybe Keanu Reeves. I don't think he's a good actor in this.
Okay, no.
Well, okay. Here's the thing.
Yes.
To be even yourself on camera
Yes.
is
Hard.
a talent, right?
It's hard.
And
Exhibit
Keanu
A.
Reeves plays that character of Keanu Reeves
So
really well.
well.
And he also knows his lane and he stays in
He
it.
stays in it.
And I think there's something to be said for that
Yes.
because you know if he wanted to take on a super serious role and do Shakespeare, which he probably has done at some point, maybe not, right? But
Yes.
he stays in his lane.
Now he does. Now he does. Favorite Keanu Reeves movie then? If you say Dracula, I'm gonna.
I mean, very different, but come on, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, he's
So
quintessential
good.
Keanu Reeves.
But John Wick, I think of the John Wicks, the first one is probably
The
still
first
my
one
favorite
was
too.
the best.
Just
I
because it
haven't
was
seen
like
3.
new. 3 was good.
I heard visually.
It got a little
incredible.
tired after
Yeah.
a while because there's just a lot of like.
Going
It's
on.
really. It kind of felt like it started out really great, had some amazing fights, and then they were like, well, we just did everything we could. So now
What do
the
we
fights
do?
got less interesting as it went on.
What do we do?
So
Where's he
anyway.
gonna go?
But it was good.
Who's to say?
It was still good.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, let's switch gears over to music. When did you start playing? When did you start writing? Or what was something that you know what? I see. Here's the problem. I know a lot of these answers, so I feel kind of fake being like, oh,
Where did you? And I can just change my answers and
just
be like
say,
surprised
straight,
about it.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't
It
know that.
surprised me with a fake answer.
So
When
what's the
did
question?
you start? When was the first time where you like, I kind of am interested in doing this in music?
Like in writing music or in just playing music?
Let's say
Because they'd be
in
different.
writing and then playing, or playing and then writing, playing and then writing, because I feel like it was different.
So playing, I don't know, like I come from a large family. We both do.
Yes,
9 kids in my family, and like
it's a lot of kids.
all my sisters took piano and could play, and my mom plays piano, so I would be like, so I just kind of started playing piano, but I didn't want anyone to tell me what to do.
Yes.
Shocker. So I just started playing and taught myself mostly, but then I would like ask my mom questions if I had them,
Yeah.
but then I would be like no, okay, well, no,
I don't want to
like,
know.
I can do it myself. whatever.
myself. Yeah.
So that was, I don't really remember when I started though, but I had to take, we were required to take an instrument
Okay.
in band
Yeah.
in 5th grade, so I started playing trumpet in 5th grade. I was terrible. I was really bad,
Yeah.
and so I know at least by then, like
With
I
those
could read
lips,
music.
I would have thought you were
Oh
better.
yeah, greatest embouchure of all time. That's a word of the week for you, embouchure.
Embouchure.
It is
Actually, can we look
how you shape your mouth to play an instrument. I don't know if it goes beyond music, but
That's definitely one of the
but
funniest.
actually my embouchure was not good
Really?
because like I played to the side of my mouth, and that's why I wasn't any good because I hadn't had braces yet, and so like my teeth got in the way.
Oh, man.
They were just out here. No, but like, so I played to the side of my mouth, and then I got in that bad habit I couldn't fix it, and so from the side of my mouth, I could never get enough air to get
Really?
the nose. So I was just cursed from the beginning. But no, I wasn't very good at it. But the whole point of that was to
Yes.
say that was probably when I don't know, like I don't know when I started playing piano,
Yeah.
but I started playing trumpet when I was in 5th grade.
Did you you didn't take lessons at first?
I didn't take lessons on piano until I was in like 10th grade.
in 10th grade.
So
then
I
you
already
started-
knew a lot
kind
of stuff
of
and already had
knew-
really bad habits by then that they had to try to break.
Yeah, yeah. Was she pretty like? You gotta break
My
these?
first teacher was like all compliments, and she
Really?
was just like, "You're better than me. You're great." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm really great."
And then
And,
the second one came in.
and so after a year, she was like, "I can't teach you anymore.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you audition for this other teacher." And she was not impressed by me at all.
Really?
But that was really great. It's what I needed. And she was the one who was like, "You're putting your fingers in the wrong place. Like you're." So she had me play songs that I could read easily
Yeah.
because she wanted me to play them with the right fingers.
That's really cool. That's a smart teacher right there.
It was, but
It's really hard to be a
Yeah.
teacher.
yeah, especially when your student already has really bad habits.
Yes.
And you have to teach them when they're, 15,
Yeah, yeah.
16 already.
That would
So-
be really tough. You gotta be like, knock
Did
it
you
off.
take guitar lessons?
I took one lesson.
And you were
then
just
I was-
like,
I was like, I got it.
I got this.
I think a lot of it had to me being, oddly enough, a little shy when I was growing up. I was still, I was pretty young. I think it was like 13, 14. And I was like, I don't know if I really want this. And the guy just kind of, he smelled like cigarettes and weed.
That was
And
my
I was like, these smell
elementary school music teacher.
Really?
He taught us songs like Puff the Magic Dragon and stuff.
No
Not knowing
way!
it all, of course, we didn't know that they were like
Yeah, yeah,
there was
yeah.
hippie songs,
Yeah,
but they were great. Puff the
Yeah.
Magic Dragon, This Land Is Your Land,
this is great.
all the greats.
I love it.
But
Those
yeah.
are classics.
He
They
would go off and
stand
smoke
the
in his like smoking room, but there was a vent into the classroom, so we all knew like, oh,
that's
Mr.
just
Smith.
smelling sweet.
That's his soul,
Nice.
Mr. Smith.
There we go. He fits in this.
I
tiny
mean, I
box.
don't know that he's dead. I'm assuming he is at this point, but he was kind of
Maybe.
Um,
Oh! Get out of my butt.
But you only took one lesson.
I took one lesson and then I
Let
just
this be a lesson to you kids.
don't take lessons. I'm just kidding. No, definitely take lessons. I wish I would have taken lessons, and I still need to take lessons. I need to go take some.
Actually, this is a good thing to bring up.
Yes.
Because I feel like, because I was the same way, I feel like there's this weird thing in musicians who teach themselves that there's like this pride in saying I've never taken a lesson,
Yes.
or this pride in saying I can't read music and I can't. But
It's not a
really,
good thing.
it's a detriment to you.
It
like,
is.
People say, "Oh yeah, I'm totally self-taught." Which everyone goes, "That's how do you do that self-taught?" Well, guess what? You're only going to get to a certain point if you're self-taught.
Yes.
If you have a teacher like I did who was like, "You suck," and I'm going to make you better,
Yeah.
then you go, okay, and you start learning things that you would have never. I didn't know I was playing with the wrong fingers.
Yeah,
Like,
you're just like,
but
oh.
there's a dexterity you can have when you do it the right way that I was never going to be able to get
Yes.
to,
Yes.
and that frankly I never have gotten to because I didn't stick to it. But like, there's actually benefit in obviously in taking lessons, but it's not like a bad thing to be like I took lessons. The greatest
No.
people, I promise you, all took
They all took
lessons at some point,
They
and
had
probably still are.
Yeah. You got to keep it going.
Like the best singers all have vocal coaches.
Yeah, they do.
All the big stars, they're not just doing it on their
Justin
own because
Timberlake
they'll
doesn't
do it
just
wrong.
go out and just be like,
Right.
and then come back home and then he's done.
Yeah.
You know, he's practicing. He's got a coach, and maybe the coach doesn't even know as much as him, but they can still be like, hey, I just want you to know you're doing this thing wrong,
Right.
or something like that.
Or just show you something you didn't know.
Or show you something you didn't know.
Introduce you to music
There's
you
always
wouldn't normally
something.
listen to or play, and get you to level that like is way better than you could ever be. And the earlier you start, the better, because then you don't have those bad habits.
Yes,
that
I
lead
love
to-
it. I love it. When did you start learning about theory and stuff that helped you with composition?
So that second teacher, piano teacher I had, starting my junior year, I think, is who started teaching me theory.
Okay.
And that was one thing where she was like, "Okay, you're intelligent, so you can get this pretty quickly."
You just seemed like you grabbed it pretty
A
quick.
lot of it is intuitive, right? Once you're
Yeah.
playing, but then they tell you, it's like, "Oh, okay, well that makes sense." Right?
Yeah, this goes.
But again,
with
you
this.
wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much I knew at that point.
Yeah.
But like, piano's a little. Actually, I don't know. Like guitar, it's all about shapes, from what I understand, right? Whereas piano, it's like it's chronological or whatever,
Yeah.
chromatic keyboard. So you don't necessarily always know this is this chord, this is that chord.
Yeah.
Whereas a guitar, that's kind of how you start to
You
learn.
go like,
right?
oh yeah, this chord is a D, and then you learn kind of like, oh, well, it made up these notes, and everything. But you
But
do
like
need
modes
to
and
stick
things
it.
like that. Like that was the first I'd ever heard of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I still don't really know my modes very well, but like, yeah.
I mean, we can name them off real quick.
We got the Ionian.
The Ionian.
Is the one we're always in. That's one.
The
Dorian.
dyslexic
No, that's dyslexic.
dyslexic mode.
That's yeah.
Then there's Phrygian or the refrigerator kind.
Refrigerator
Yes.
kind. Is it Lydian or Mixolydian?
It's Lydian.
Lydian. That's why I was getting mixed. And then Mixolydian is the 5.
Yes.
Aeolian, like
Aeolian.
aeolite, like with mayo. When you put
Oh, I was thinking Ariel.
that too.
I have so many jokes I want to say right now. I just like had to come with some stuff.
And then the 7th is the
Loki.
Loki. Like Loki and Thor's nemesis and brother.
Yes.
Is your brother your nemesis too?
I would say Lance is my arch nemesis.
He certainly
Do
was
you
at one point. He's a beautiful man. Look at that face.
Get
Look at
out!
you, Lance.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you guys were the bitter enemies at some point, I imagine, but still close.
I don't think
I
we've
heard
ever
you
been
punched him once.
hands down the worst thing I've ever
Sorry to
done.
bring that up. That's a tough spot.
No. Look at
But
that.
look at that
nose.
face healed right up. It's so beautiful.
It's a great nose
It's a good
job.
nose.
That is.
That was a good excuse to
here's
get a
the
nose
thing,
job when you were.
I still remember,
Yeah.
like, every once in a while, like, I remember the moment that it happened, and it will make me feel sick to my stomach. I cannot believe.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize to
sorry
me.
about that.
It's
I'm sorry. Poor you. You just. It's so hard to.
It's so hard to have
That's
done
a
something,
troubling childhood.
something
I'm
so
moving.
good.
So, question for you.
Yes, answer.
Totally off subject as usual. If you're gonna get a nose job,
Yes,
better to get it when you're young.
young.
Yeah.
Jennifer Grey is the prime example.
But it was because it was too late, right?
It was
You
too
already
late,
knew her with-
and she was an attractive woman.
She
even
was.
with the
She
bigger
didn't need
nose.
it, but the new nose.
She
does
does. I
suit
mean,
her.
she does. She does.
But she
look
looks totally
pretty.
different.
But yeah, I saw
Wow.
her a couple of days. No, it was like a couple months ago, and something. I was like, is that baby? She got put in.
Wait, did they put her in the corner?
Did
Like
they
her
put
nose?
No. Man, what was I gonna say? Oh, music theory.
Yeah,
Did you-
sorry.
Did you?
That was
yeah,
more philosophy.
there's more philosophy. You actually helped me come up with the name for
Did
the
I?
show. That was you.
Well, good for me.
Yeah.
MTV.
You haven't seen any of those
Residual
checks.
checks
They're
yet?
coming.
Oh yeah, well, I'm not worried about it.
They're coming.
MTF, MTP.
MTP.
Philosophy.
With an
With a
F would have been
PH.
better. Dang, that would have been nice.
Except then people would think it was like Monday, Thursday, Friday.
Monday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Thursday, Tuesday,
I guess.
Friday.
Why does Tuesday get to be the T and Thursday has to be the H? TH.
It's an older brother thing.
Good point.
It's based off the Roman gods.
Hmm.
Monopolies.
Oh, monopolies as opposed to
Monopoly
Hetero-
also created that game.
monopolies.
Creditopolis.
Biophilies.
Biophilies.
Mono.
Bullshitopolis.
That's the best.
That's
one.
the one that I pray to.
I wrote a big paper about him.
Or whatever they do. What would that be? What did they do? They cross
Greeks?
themselves? Yeah.
No, they definitely didn't cross themselves. 'Cause
They
there
did
was
just
no-
like lightning
there
bolt.
was no crucifying happening in Greek mythology
that's
that I'm aware of.
Do you? It's crazy
Lightning bolt.
that one.
Just got
It's
it.
crazy that
A little
one
slow on the
guy got crucified, and now we just associate that. That's like such a small window. They weren't crucifying people for very long, were they?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
This isn't music theory history.
Oh, There we go.
Actually, that's a good segue back because I actually thought, because I did my undergraduate in business. I never studied music in college.
Incredible.
Technically.
When did you learn all this stuff? When did you just like?
It's the same as you. Like you just pick it up as you go.
But did you just sat down at home and kind of like, well, I found this interesting? Because that's what I had. I remember when I started learning scales, I would just put on a movie. It was like my sophomore year of college, and I would just sit there and watch TV and just play scales up and down.
See, it's a benefit you can have as a guitarist. It's harder to put a TV in front of your piano and practice scales. It's a lot louder too. So.
Well, it's very true. And my roommates hated it because we'd start putting something on.
They probably have PTSD to this day where like a show starts and they hear boom, 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 boom.
Except it always mess up. I'm still not great at them.
Yeah, but well, I don't remember.
We were talking about where'd you learn philosophy?
Well, because I was gonna say an undergrad in business, but then I don't remember where I was going with that. It was gonna be really fascinating.
With music, was there anything?
Yeah.
You went to
I remember now.
Yeah, there we go.
So a few years later, I was like, maybe it would have been smarter for me to do music because that's what I'm doing now, right? I mean, I did business for a while. I did marketing and all that kind of stuff, and I was always doing music. But I just thought, well, maybe I should have done music. So I went back to see if they would let me do a master's degree because I didn't. Because usually in music, the stupid thing is like you have to do an undergrad in music to do a master's. Everything else, even like medical school, they don't care what you got in your music. It's like, no, you have to have done this or you can't get in. So I tried to be an exception. I said like, look, I've done some things. I've done some things. So let me. So finally they were like, okay, well, we'll think about it, but you have to at least take this placement test on theory and history. So I was like, okay, I got this. Like, I don't know a lot of theory, and I don't know a ton of history, but I know the basics.
Yeah.
And I know a little more than the basics.
Yeah.
So I took this test. They came back and they said that I passed the theory part, but I failed the history part. But here's the thing: when I took the history test, I didn't know a single person on that test. Like, and I mean, it's not, I don't just know like Bach and Beethoven, Mozart. I know these Brahms and like, Berlioz. I'm making up people that but. These were like people pre-Bach. It was like
oh wow, really?
Cavemen who had written music on the walls, and it was like, how does this help me to know? Like we should have forgotten these people long. No, so I totally failed the history part, but that wasn't
still true.
No, they didn't let me in.
Oh, was
that wasn't the only
reason
reason
why?
they let me in. Yeah.
And then you went to USC instead.
So that was actually after USC.
After USC.
So I even had USC under my belt. I think it was after USC, but yeah.
Did you feel like going out there? Was it better? Did you learn a lot going there, or was it more connections made? Would you say that?
For USC?
Yeah.
Both. Like, the thing about USC is the education was really good, but two things about it like made me like a markedly better, in my opinion, orchestrator and writer when I went there. And the two of them, first of all, we were writing every single week, and not only that, we had like the best players in the world. We'd get to go record with them right after. So we'd like get an assignment on Monday, say, and like by Saturday we're recording what we wrote with the best players in the world.
You have to be good. Yeah.
It just up to, plus I'm an instant gratification person, so it's like, if I'm gonna write stuff, I need to hear it within a month, or else I'm gonna get bored and stop writing. So that was great, and that upped our game because then you'd be like, okay, I did this wrong. Next week it's gonna be better, and each week we got like bigger and better ensembles. Like we started out with the string quartet, and like in the semester it was a string orchestra kind of thing.
Yes.
Second thing was that since I had studied business, I never surrounded myself with like my friends are all musicians, but they're not they don't write music, most of them or whatever, and that's not a qualification to hang out with me.
No.
Right? So I had never met another composer that I can think. Well, I mean, that was my age. It was a friend, So going there, I was put with 20 guys who all did have education in music, like bachelors and some of them masters, as in composition and theory and stuff like that. And they were all really good. Yeah. And there was like this, there wasn't like malicious competition. It was all just, and it wasn't even a spoken competition. It was just like, of course we wanted to be the one who wrote the best cue each week, but we also were wanting the other people to write great cues. And I was conducting all their stuff. So like, just the fact of being in the room with 20 amazing composers I'd never had before, and that like up my game.
I believe it, man.
So anyway,
I
those two
think
things.
in a small version of that, I think I can remember the time when I wrote. I mean, like a lot of music was when me and Spencer was like he'd come out with something.
Spencer
Jones.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Oh, I got close.
Of course I know Spencer.
Long time friend of the show.
Long time friend of the show. First time caller.
First time caller. Long time watcher. So yeah, that definitely helped. You have to have that competition between that thing. I have so
Or
many
just
more
someone
questions.
who like makes you,
Yeah, that pushes you. Yeah.
who doesn't always say that was perfect.
No,
right?
no, no. What did
Same
you
thing
think
as a
about
teacher,
this?
right? It's like,
a teacher.
it's like, oh, what
That's
if you
a-
tried this?
We're
Or-
talking mentor. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
Yeah, you've
They
done
don't.
the same for
they
me.
don't say, no, they do not. It's been flipped around. Shut the hell up.
Whatever. Can we both? We can both.
We can both. Well,
Okay.
that is the highest praise I've ever gotten in my entire life, and that beats out the time that Cindy from 4th grade said I had nice hair.
Oh,
And I've
Cindy
never
said
gone back
that?
since.
Oh my
I've never
gosh,
gone back
dude.
since.
That's huge.
I have a million more questions I could ask.
Okay.
We got to keep moving on though. These things are getting cold.
Producer
Hot
Sam.
wing challenge. We're gonna bring Queenie out onto the stage. Bring him out. 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 Sister. Nobody gets that. Nobody gets that reference. Keeping them.
The important people do.
The important people do. She is great.
Important
isn't she?
person.
Beautiful. So sweet. So lovely.
Lance, well,
Tia Tamara.
Tia Tamara. Okay, so we have the Kelvin scale up here. The Kelvin scale. I forgot that we did. Okay, we're gonna start off with the lowest, and then we're gonna move up, right? So first, 47 Kelvin.
47. Is that a lot?
It's pretty hot.
Yeah. I think in Fahrenheit that's like 100.
It's okay. So if you're about 47 miles from the sun, that's
Oh,
what a Kelvin.
that's hot
is.
stuff.
His name was Kevin, but they
okay.
misspelled it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna do this, and then we're probably gonna end the show because I have a feeling I'm gonna start. Nose is gonna start running and all this good stuff. Before we start doing this, we got big news. First off,
Big news.
Rob is expecting. Oh, I'm just kidding. Not a good joke at all. Not true. We have brand new spanking new T-shirts on the store. I haven't shown anybody here.
Woo!
Music
I haven't
Theory
seen these yet.
Philosophy T-shirts. We have pom pom T-shirts. We got 23 black T-shirts. I'm gonna put a link up on my page,
Love
not my page, my Instagram bio. If you want to buy one, they're there. There you go. Okay, so exciting stuff.
Love it.
Here we go. Let's get her. We're gonna start
Get her
with
in.
47. What's this one called?
This is the Wild.
The Wild Drums. Okay, I don't think that's. Okay, look at that. There we go. Everybody grab one.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and grab one of these bad boys. Okay, now let us gingerly touch our tips. You're definitely gonna want these. Okay. See you on the other side. Right?
Okay. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Describe it like you would a woman. Man.
A lot wider than I'm used to.
It's got the white meat.
Tasty, a little bit of a zing.
Not too bad though. The funny thing is, this was on the high end of Buffalo Wild Wings. High.
Really?
Yeah.
For Wild.
Uh-huh.
It's good. It's got a little something to it.
Mm-hmm. Overall non-descriptive though.
Good flavor.
It's good flavor. Okay, we're moving on. The next one, we have Mystery Kelvin. It's Blade. I'm pretty sure this is the hottest one.
Oh no. Wait,
They look
you
dark.
you mixed them up.
I mixed them up. We're gonna switch. We're gonna go. This one is 120,183.3
Ironically, I think the hot one.
34216 Kelvin.
That's a lot of Kelvin.
That's a lot of Kelvin. So that's about
Should we get the ranch ready just in case?
Ah,
the worst
wuss.
should happen.
Already going for the ranch.
Oh, okay. It's also known as the mango habanero.
Mango habanero.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Okay.
Sweet at first.
Mm-hmm. It touched my lip though, and it's that's hot. I'm getting a little sweaty.
I think that
Yeah.
was less hot than the last one though.
You think so?
You think it's more?
I don't know why. Maybe
Maybe I'm
just.
just getting used to it.
You have how many brothers do you have?
There are 5 brothers in my family. I'm in the middle. My oldest 2 brothers right now would be like not even tasting this.
Really?
And
They
they'd be like, huh,
Lot
more
of
spice.
Just pouring it on. What would you say?
It's good.
Mango habanero. Oh, it's on my lips. It's hot. It's definitely hotter to me. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not hotter to you.
I mean, I think maybe it grows
A little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
like
feel
I'm feeling
kind
it
of
now a
aftertaste.
little bit. The sweet is deceiving it.
The sweet is deceiving. I think the sweet lures you in, and then
I'm gonna call this one Racine.
Racine.
The nice,
Crazy.
The
the
one
nice
that
thing is
punched
that.
Sweet at first.
The one that punched me in the face and threatened to burn down my house
Oh.
when I broke up with him.
Thank you, Racine, for that.
Yes.
Okay, this next one. This is 500 million Kelvin
Whoa.
and 2. 500 million and 2 Kelvin.
500 million to Kelvin. I think that's like the surface of the sun.
Or Kevin, I should
Kevin.
say. This is a Kevin.
Oops. Kevin. Classic Kevin.
This is called hot.
So this is just plain hot. I'm
This is
guessing
hot.
this might be less than the others then.
Yeah, I think this one's at the
Unless
bottom.
they're just understating it.
They also give us an extra wing in here.
Oh,
happy day.
So
Look at that.
sweet of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tame.
Super no.
I call this the light wind on the beach. I would still say Arizona day's hotter than this.
Oh yeah, for sure. This could be like this might be from KFC.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No. Definitely not as hot as last two.
No. So here's the. Yep.
This is how I know I'm going bald. Just because when I eat hot food, the top of my head just starts sweating. Makes me sad.
You're looking great.
I mean, that one still has a little bit of kick. We shouldn't, totally downplay it.
No.
Again, more after the fact.
It's kind of like if your nephew comes and kicks you in the shin, you're not going to be like, you got no power, you know?
Right.
But it didn't hurt that much. Here's the mystery box.
Uh-oh. Mystery.
I'm really worried about this one.
box. Mystery. This one's called Blazin'. This one is the hottest one.
Blazin' TM, I think.
Blazin' TM. Trademarked.
Yep. Don't try to name your wings Blazin'.
Gentlemen, let us gingerly touch our
There you
tips.
go. Oh man, that smells hot.
So, I'm guessing it's gonna be hotter because off first bat, the taste is less good.
Yeah.
Sometimes the more spice you have, the more like dusty it tastes.
Yeah.
Pretty spicy.
I can't feel my face right now.
Neither could the weekend.
You go! We got jokes and jokes and jokes.
Yeah, I don't love the flavor of that one, but it is pretty spicy.
I'm definitely tearing up a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Maybe because I went for a run in 108 degree heat earlier today, that my body's just like, no big deal.
This is nothing.
You think that one was hotter?
Yeah.
I'm crying.
I'm gonna lick my fingers.
Could you lick mine as well?
Man, every time
Nino like you.
Here's the good thing, since the budget of the show didn't have makeup in it, now our lips are all like really nice and pink.
Yep.
I gotta go. Every time I eat something spicy.
It's pretty spicy.
I'm not crying because it's hot. I'm just thinking my dog is dead.
Hottest thing you've ever had. Not female.
I was gonna say.
If you live in Arizona, go to Los Dos Molinos.
Okay.
Hottest things I've ever tasted there. That one does have a little bit of a kick there at the end. My tongue, yeah, started to go a little
My
bit.
face is just running.
It's good for your cold though.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Let's do a close up on everybody's face. Real quick.
I feel lovely. Yep. Back up a little bit so the phone can see it too.
Oh, I'm done. Oh,
Doing.
Look at those lips. Damn.
that's pretty hot. Okay.
It's good. I think. Which was your favorite?
Um,
Like if you were to buy some, like a plate of them.
I gotta pitch that mango habanero.
I like the mango
yeah,
habanero.
I'd probably say that one.
Second best for me was the first one we had. The
Yeah.
what was that? The wild ones.
Wild.
Because it still had a good flavor, but they were still spicy.
Yeah.
Because that last one was spicy, but I just didn't. I don't love the flavor.
I don't like
Yeah.
the flavor. Man, sorry,
okay?
I'm just a little verklempt.
Yep.
Just upset about some things.
I just remember I did switch the laundry over. Now it's gonna smell like mildew.
Oh, I hate
Damn,
that.
I hate when that smells.
It's
I
the worst.
hate when that smells.
And then you have to wash it again. You kind of feel like you ruined the environment
Yeah.
a little bit. Because you know how much I care about the environment.
You really do. I would say
Easily.
top
Plant a tree, spay and neuter your pets, please.
Please. We have a lot of feral cats.
We do. Actually, I haven't seen them in a while.
You haven't? No,
You must have taken care of them.
I did. They're all in my room.
Brought them in, gave them a home.
Are you more of a dag? You like dags? Dog or cat person? Sorry, I've lost control of my tongue.
Fair enough.
I won't say what the truth is because it would be unpopular, but I mean definitely dogs more than cats.
But you're not big.
I'm just
Here's
not an
my
animal
thing.
lover in general.
I like
I don't
dogs are like it's not that I don't like dogs, they're just so much energy. It's just like, hey man, how you doing? Hey, I love you. Let's go for a walk. Cats are like, you pet them twice and they're like, all right, that's enough.
I'm good.
Get away from me.
I will say
Oh
this:
gosh.
if I could get the dog from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just
Yes.
to bring things back, who wouldn't want that dog?
Man, that movie is so good if you haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in
In
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Then you gotta go see it. You gotta go see it. Would you say favorite film of the year?
That one?
What would
Is
you,
what you're
yeah,
asking?
what's your favorite movie you've
Of
seen
the
this
year
year?
so far. That's a tough one. It might be that. I can't think of one that
I
I
think
consider
that
better.
for me, probably Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, followed by Booksmart, and then probably Avengers.
That came out this year, or just that I saw this year?
I was thinking
let's
it came
do
out this
that
year.
just
but-
saw this year.
Okay, but yeah, I saw it.
I don't know, because I just recently saw First Man.
Yes.
Did you
Because
watch
I was celebrating the whole
Yes.
moon launch
Fake Moon Landing?
moon landing.
Fake.
It was interesting. It was not what I expected. It's a really sad movie. You would think like, oh, triumphant because we got to the moon, but it's like more introspective about Neil Armstrong, and he had a lot of loss in his life, and it was really sad.
That is sad.
Really?
But really well done.
That is sad. A lot of great
But-
stuff coming out though.
That's still probably liked Winston.
The last couple of years, I feel like there's been a bunch of good,
Yeah.
been a lot of good stuff. The stuff that Marvel's been doing has been.
DC
good.
has been spot on. I mean, you got Aquaman,
Aquaman.
Justice League, just nailing it every
Nailing it
time.
every time.
Every time. I saw Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came
Oh,
out
yeah.
recently.
Yeah, that's
Can't
nice.
wait to see that one.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. So it's a pairing I'd wanted to see for a while.
One movie I want to see,
Give the people what they want.
The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Have you
I've heard
I haven't even
things.
heard of it.
you ever heard? I've heard it's really good.
Okay.
We're gonna check it out. All right, anyways, sorry. One last question: who is killing it right now with music? Maybe it doesn't have to be local. It can just be whatever. Who are you super into right now?
Killing it in music right now.
Did you ask your question to get someone?
Yes, it was whoever names
Oh,
their 9 favorite
Favorite.
Quentin Tarantino movies, and then DM me. I'm gonna send it to them. Priority, apparently.
Hopefully it's local. You can
It's
still
local.
you can
It's
handle it.
local.
That's tough. Man, you asked the hard hitting questions.
Yes.
Who do you think?
I just heard this band called Iris Temple, and I really like them a lot.
Hmm.
That's kind of like I don't know if I would say killing it right now, but I think we've definitely seen a change in the past couple of years of who was big and now who is big, right? Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, things of the past now.
Yeah, well, everything's like a feature now. So I feel like, and people aren't, and I think smartly so, not doing albums as much.
Yes.
So it's like hard. It's like you'll hear a great song by someone, but then you'll see. So it's hard to be like, oh, they're really killing it
Yes.
because they have like
They
a
got a
couple
lot
of
of stuff,
songs rather
yeah.
than the body work. But I think that's a good
I think so.
thing because otherwise, with albums, they're always just putting filler in there because they write 2 or 3 or 5 great songs, and it's like, well, you've got to have it for an album. Now, if you write a great song, you just put it out.
Put it up.
So, although Spencer did show me the other day a band called Frightened Rabbit,
Spencer.
Jones,
Oh, okay.
yeah, from earlier.
Long time friend of the show.
Long time friends. They're no longer playing because the lead singer died, but
Great.
oh
lyrics.
yeah, that
Great.
okay.
amazing lyrics.
Yeah.
Frightened Rabbit. Check them out.
But it's an interesting thing because like they did an album where like a bunch of because they were a Scottish band I think,
Yes.
and a bunch of so UK and Scottish and Irish bands. I know part of those are UK. I just can't remember which ones. Covered one of their EPs. Like each chose a song, and there's a band called Daughter,
Yes.
and she's amazing. And
She's
she
so
covers one of the songs by him that's called Poke.
Yes.
That the lyrics are like killer.
Dead on. Yeah.
So anyway,
The part with the mouse. If I can
Yes.
deliver a mouse.
there's so many one-liners. In
Nobody
there
was gonna understand what I'm saying. It's
good.
really good though. You gotta check it out.
But interestingly, the cover I think makes the song mean more. Maybe it's because the girl's point of view.
Would you say you like the daughter version better?
Yes, absolutely.
I see. Here's the thing with. I think he's got a good voice, but that's not the first thing that I would say when I listen to that group.
He's got
I
a
would
great
say
voice, yeah.
the best thing about that band is the lyrics, which is.
And weirdly, even though he wrote the lyrics and so they're really personal to him, something about her delivery made it feel more poetic
Yes.
to me. I don't know,
I can see it.
but
I
she's
can see
amazing. So
She's amazing. She is.
She's killing it, I guess.
She's killing.
I don't know what she's currently doing.
I
Because I
don't
don't
know
think
what
that's
she's doing.
recent, but
Dang it.
I think the Four Seasons are killing it these days.
Man, I think I've heard of those guys, Jersey Boys. Is that a thing?
Yeah, interesting.
Eddie Money.
I actually met. While I was in LA. I met one of the guys who sings with Frankie Valli touring right now.
No way.
Because they no longer have the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
But it's Frankie Valli, and so he actually is one of the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
I always get Frankie Valli confused with the guy who died in the plane crash.
Which one?
John Denver?
No, it was like the same time period. It's also that
Leonard Skinner?
something else. It's not Frankie Valli, obviously, because
Yeah.
that's Four Seasons, right?
Oh, not Buddy Holly. It is Buddy Holly.
No, maybe.
He died.
Were there a few of them at that time?
There's so many people. Stop traveling on
Don't
planes.
fly in private planes. It's dangerous.
What would you say? I keep saying last question. Where do you think you see? Do you see I guess I was directing the question. That's the last time too. Like, do you see music heading a certain direction or anything? What do you see that are fans that are coming, or like something that you could? Do you anticipate coming up in the future?
We've moved away from guitar.
Yes.
I think it's inevitable that we'll move back because that's just how things work. Is it's
Yes.
like something becomes, especially something that's lasted for a long time. Like you had synthesizer really heavy in the '80s because they were first getting
Oh my God.
big and what they could do with them was really cool.
Yeah.
And then you got to like the '90s, which then kind of started to swing. You had bands coming back that there were bands in the '80s too, but like
Yeah.
they started being. You had punk and
Yeah.
and like
Nirvana
and all those guys and grunge and all that. And then you had like Keen come out with keyboard bass, like piano, and then Coldplay was like, we want to do that too.
Yeah.
It's just starting to hit me apparently. And so keyboards started taking over, and then you had synths jump in, and guitars kind of went away, and bands went away.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to even name that many bands
Yes.
that are currently. Although, did you know that Jimmy Eat World is still around?
Yeah, they're traveling right now.
I mean,
Love
great,
those guys.
love those guys. But
Love those guys.
my brother was just telling me they still have stuff out. I thought they'd gone away, but
Sweetness is still one of my favorites.
it's a great song. They had a lot of
Middle.
good songs.
I mean, it was overplayed. Hell yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
they
it
always
was a
are when
great
they're good.
song.
But yeah. So I think bands will make a comeback. I hope they do because I think there's something to a band and not just a front guy. But
So don't stop playing guitar yet.
no, because
but
also
definitely
guitar is the
learn
best
more
instrument.
things.
I think the best instrument to write on, personally. I don't play it. I wish I did
Portable,
for that
for
reason.
sure. At the very least.
It's portable, but also like just the way it is, I think, leads itself to better like hooks and pop music than piano does.
I like the mentality that I've seen a lot of local artists. I'll give Scott Bomberg a shout out. I think
Love
he's
Scott.
really good doing this. Scott, a
Great
long time
guy.
friend of the show.
Long time
Long
friend of the
time
show.
We got these people that it's like any instrument can be a gateway into the world of music, and so once you start going like I said, really if you start picking up some things with philosophy theory. I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. Music theory. Then you start to learn some other things. You're like, see, okay, I understand the majors, the 1, the 3, the 5. Okay, now I got to put that. And then you're on piano. Like, oh, okay, this makes sense. It's definitely easier to do that thing. But I also don't think that you got to be real careful of limiting yourself to a genre as well. And one of the best things, I think this is the best time to be a musician because there's more, now more than ever, you can get it out there. And it's definitely oversaturated, and maybe it's not the way of just like recording and touring and stuff like that, but there's a bunch of ways that you can get into it. And
Well, there's also a ton of crossover.
Yep.
So like if you're I don't know, a ska musician, right?
Fair.
You could do a ska with a cool hip hop beat.
Yep.
And that's
works.
like
And people are like,
there's a
"Oh,
lot
I
of
like that
fusion right now,
Yes.
which I think is cool.
it is very cool. And Spotify and Apple Music and all these streaming music has this really cool way, SoundCloud and other things, they have this way of making communities. There's a metal community. So if you want to be a metal guy, you can go and play
It's
metal.
still out there.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Usually, it might not be in your area, but that's okay. You can still do it. You don't have to be in the same area to go do that thing. I think people just need to stop limiting and thinking like this is what the Rolling Stones did back in the '60s, or this is what they did with Nirvana. Or this is what no. It's always changing. Just do whatever you want to be doing and keep creating things, and you're eventually going to hit something
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's why I think it's dangerous to be looking. I mean, I think it's interesting to note what's popular now or what fads are doing, but you're always going to be behind it
Yes.
if you're chasing the fads.
Yes.
Like, because it took them at least a couple weeks to make that song and produce it, most likely more.
Yeah.
And then they're putting it out there, and by the time they're doing that, now someone else has heard it. And so
Yep.
if you're like, oh, so it's good to learn that way in
Yes.
copy, but like, just an extension of what you were saying. Write what you love and what moves you,
Yes.
and most likely it's going to move someone else.
You heard it from the man. You heard it from the master. There we go. Okay. Thanks so much for being on the show.
That's an honor. It's an honor and a
Get the
privilege.
hell out of
I mean, season 2
Season
premiere,
2 premiere.
first episode.
Yeah.
It's basically the pilot.
It's basically the
Is that how it
pilot.
works?
It's
Is that
kind of
it
like how it
works?
goes.
Okay.
Every season is the
I'm
first
not
one,
familiar.
and we always put a pilot in there.
Just to test out
We
the new
couldn't-
format. It's a new format.
It's a format. Yeah. It's a format. We're getting it going. All right. Music theory philosophy. Rob Gardner. Rob Mother Gardner. We'll edit that out in post. Lance Nelson McQueen. I'm Crazy Legs Dean. Thank you so much for watching. Now it's going to be the awkward time where Lance is going to go walk over there. I will see you in the near future. I love you. Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye.
Still love you.